So in this episode, I'm going to use this stock footage, and the download link to this amazing photograph is going to be in the description. This is the link, and some of you guys were telling me that you don't know how to download photos from DeviantArt. It's very easy. There's a download option over here. Just do a right click, do save link as, and save it on your hard drive. Now, awesome people, if you are downloading the stock file, please make sure that you follow all the stock rules that are there, and you'll be good. So let's take a look at the tutorial now. Now, awesome people, today's episode is going to be about photo filter. Now, back in the day when we had a very old version, the initial stage of Photoshop, Photoshop didn't have these many settings, right? You guys must be knowing about this. And basically, what photographers used to do is that they used to put a color tint in front of the camera for getting a color tint on their images. And the problem with that was also, people, that it was destructive, right? Once the image has been taken like that, you cannot do much with that image. Okay, so you are making a destructive move. And yeah, also another thing was that it used to not look that good. So both the things were not working for the photographers, and now we have Photoshop. So let me show you how to work with photo filters. So you basically come down to in your layers panel, come down to this coin like icon, half black half white, click on it and take photo filter. Now there are going to be a few presets and they are perfect in every way, but I like to work with a color because this gives you a lot more freedom and a lot more control over what you're working with. So I just changed this from filters to color, and then select your own color. So I'm going to go with a cyan, a nice blue tint, because it works so good with the image. Click OK. And density. Now the density is a parameter that you can adjust for the intensity of your color tint. So if you want a very nice subtle color tint, just change the density to 30. Or what you can do is you can change the opacity of this adjustment layer. Remember, this is non-destructive. Okay, anything that you're doing to this image is non-destructive. You can delete the adjustment layer and the image will be sent back to how it was before. So just remember that. And that's how you work with photo filters, awesome people. Now there is something I would like to talk to you guys about, and that is the preserve luminosity checkbox. And if you guys are beginners, I would recommend that you keep this checkbox on. What happens, awesome people, is that right now when the checkbox is switched on, you're telling Photoshop to preserve all the shades of gray in the image. If I put it in simple terms, that basically means you are preserving a good amount of detail in your image. If you guys are going for a special effect, okay, see, the good thing is to always experiment. If I remove the checkbox, you can see that it kind of gets a little dull. You get like a serious photo tint effect. See that? So that basically is like getting rid of all the highlights that are there in the image. Like, for example, we're getting this nice ramp effect, a nice transition between different colors in the sky over here. But if I remove the preserve luminosity, you see that we get a nice, not nice, I don't really like this, like a solo color in the sky. Also, you're losing quite a lot of detail in the fog over here. See that? So that is something that may work for you. It may not work for you. So depending once again upon the situation, and also if it looks good or not, because if it looks good, it's going to sell good. So that's how you work with photo filters, awesome people. Now there are a few settings I'd like to talk to you guys about. And one thing that I really like about photo filter is that it has this setting over here. This is really good for comparing different looks, right? You see this? If you keep your mouse on top of it, you'll get this small tip. This basically is saying that if you want to if you want to compare different color tints. So for right now, I'm going for a cyan tint, right? If I go for a nice sepia like that, if I click, you'll see it's going to show me a comparison between which looks good. So that's kind of nice. Next, we have this reset button. If you click on that, that's going to revert you to the first stage of where you started. And that's kind of it. So, and yeah, this is there. If you click on this, awesome people, this is going to basically clip the adjustment layer to the layer that is below it. This technique is really important for matte painters and photo manipulation artists. And you won't find a lot of graphic designers using something like this, but once again, it's there for you, and if you ever want to use it, that's how you do it. So this, if you basically switch this on, the adjustment layer is only going to affect the layer that is below it. So if you switch that off, it's going to affect all the layers that are below it. If you switch this on, only the layer that is below it is going to get affected. And in the end, we have this trash bin icon. If you click on it, it's going to ask you whether you want to delete it or no. It's the same as dragging this to the trash bin icon. So that's how you work with photo filter.